Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it's Soulfax. You're watching me attempt to cast Starcraft 2. Now we have another match here, TvZ on Antigua Shipyard, and let's start with introducing our players. Playing in the blue color, representing the race Zerg, it is MushroomGas, and he's probably a Diamond or a Masters League player, excuse me for not knowing, but playing against him, playing on the right side of the map, spawning in the close position, playing in the red color, representing the race Terran, it is EchO Lullaby. Don't be fooled by the arch forward name that he uses in game. This is a member of Team EchO, a relatively new team, not a lot of players in there. I don't think they're professional, a team that I have some association with that will not be disclosing it in the near future. Maybe after New Year I will be talking about it. Well, after New Year I will be talking about it a lot, but until this in this point of time you will not be hearing from me about this team, about what association I have with them. Now, no early pool, no 6 pool, no 8 pool, no 9 pool, no 10 pool, no 11 pool from MushroomGas here, so no sign of early expansion. This is a TvZ on close spawning positions here, so probably a hatchery here, but none of those players actually know that this is close spawning position. Here we will actually see what goes on here. Spawning first, hatchery first is actually a normal build to go against Terran when you're playing a Zerg. Probably see that a 15 or 16 supply from Zerg player, but we see a scouting drone going to the close position here, and barracks first going for our Lullaby for our Terran player here, so no command center first here going down, which is a good idea of course. And look, this little neat trick here, not finishing that supply depot here, only making it just a little bit so it has some health, so he denies scouting, denies his opponent's vision if he of his main base, so his opponent can't see if he has any gas in his main base. That drone will get denied here, but MushroomGas is going to scout this point in time. I don't know why he's in scouting in close position first, because that is the normal thing to do on a 4-player map here. I don't know why he's doing that, and we'll see. Now his opponent is, yes, going for hatchery first on the, I think it was 15 drones mark, as well as a spawning pool on 16 drones, excuse me. So that is a normal build here, spawning pool right exactly after the second hatchery goes down on the lower ground. Yeah, this is a very basic build for both players here. One rack expand will be going from arch forward. I think that is the only thing he can transition if at this point of time, except only if he's not doing some kind of one base play, but obviously he's not doing that. He's checking that marine for any probes here, and will be able to scout that command center going down at the lower ground. There's no probes around, so he's safe. Spawning pool will be finishing up. A few Zerglings will be coming out from it, from what I know. That hatchery also has finished, so I see MushroomGas should be actually droning up quite heavily here, because his opponent is not going for any sort of aggression. I mean, there's only one barracks going down, second two will be going down, so yes, one racks expand here going down. No early aggression for both of these players. They can easily macro their way into the mid game or even the late game before they actually decide to take each other on. Now we see no gases from MushroomGas here, which is kind of strange here. He should actually get those gases very early, very soon here. If he wants to make any sort of units except Zerglings here, he probably wants to go for those Banelings here. He might go for those Banelings here. He needs Banelings to bust any sort of wall that is going down here. We see a little group of Zerglings going to scout here. Only 4 Zerglings. There's 4 Marines. 4 Marines beat 4 Zerglings every day of the week. So those Zerglings will get denied here. Probably lose a Zergling or 2 if he's not reacting quickly. One Zergling goes down, another one gets shot here. Not gonna be able to do a lot. And oh, what are the Marines doing? Those Marines should actually stop here. Yeah, just a little bit a misclick from our Terran player here. Those barracks are going down to wall off that natural, I suppose. Yes, that natural will be walled off pretty effectively by those barracks here. 3 barracks will be able to wall it off, plus 1 additional barracks or a engineering bay here. And we see an early 3rd command center going down for our Terran player here, as well as 4 gases taken by our Zerg player. So we see a lot of gas influx will be going down soon for our Zerg player if he decides to actually saturate all of those extractors. He's not saturating them on the natural expansion here because he doesn't have enough drones to do that. No, he actually is doing that. Yes, he actually is doing that. He's saturating all of his extractors here, and a nice little force of Zerglings is going down, but that that the natural base of Lullaby is walled off completely, and with a lot of Marines banking up, trying to defend this. And I think that MushroomGas is just trying to poke here, not trying to do a lot of damage, trying just to cripple the economy here, not trying to do any sort of structured damage, because he sees that he cannot get in. He needs banelings to bust that down. So by seeing that, I expect the baneling nest coming down soon. Might be down already. I might have missed it on the production tab, but I might have not. No, there's no baneling nest here. Oh, there's a baneling nest. Oh, like I said, there's a baneling nest. Baneling nest and metabolic boost going down for our Zerg player, as well as a double engineering base going for Terran player. So this is very normal build here. But the thing that he messed up, I think, well, not messed up. He took his gases very late on the natural here, Lullaby, and we went for that early third command center. So we're probably gonna be using him to saturate those bases before he moves it out, which is a good idea always, to saturate your bases before you get another base, so you can hotkey all of your bases to make probes, SCVs, or drones for that one new expansion. So yeah, this is a very macro-oriented game for both of these players. I don't know what actually MushroomGas is doing. He only went for the baneling nest here. He's got a lot of queens down here, 3 queens, just pushing the creep spread around here. But I don't know if that's the smart idea, not going for a roach nest here, because his opponent, he's not going mech here. He's going actually bio, 4 barracks and 2 factories coming down for his opponent, as well as stim. So that is a clear sign that he is going bio. So he actually needs roaches to defend against this in the early game, but if he manages to get it to late game, to get those infestors and broodlords out, he will not be in any sort of problem here. He needs to actually take his third base very quickly here. MushroomGas, that is. He probably is not planning on doing that. He doesn't have the minerals to do it at this point in time. Nice Zergling spread around here to try to deny any sort of rushing here or drops, as you can see there here, to deny drops here. I think that MushroomGas, a smart idea would be actually to build something here, a spine crawler, just to get vision of this point in his base. And we see an infestation pit going down, as well as centrifugal hooks, so that upgrade for baneling. So we will see probably early baneling and infestor play here, which is not very common to go for that, but that is a good play if you ask me. So those 2 factories has been finished, going 1 reactor and 1 tech lab on those factories. Absolutely no add-ons as of yet on those barracks, only except 1 that has some that has a tech lab researching stim here. And oh, we see a nice play by MushroomGas, nice play by MushroomGas here, denying that third base with that overlord here. That will probably delay the turret by like 5 seconds, but those 5 seconds are very useful if you're playing on high level. But from what I see, for some reason MushroomGas is missing a lot of stuff. He isn't missing his injects, no, that is very far from truth. He has a nice creep spread here, but look at the drone count. The drone count is in favor of our Terran player. That is not common for any sort of TvZ. I mean, really not common for any sort of TvZ. We see that armor going down just a little bit late here, so that 2-2 will get delayed just a little bit. And we see that actually Lullaby is kind of low on gas here. He's low on minerals, he's low on gas, while his opponent has a lot of gas banked up, 700 gas here. He hasn't been morphing any banelings whatsoever at this point in time. He's only making infestors, already 3 infestors on the field, which will be able to take care of those marines if Lullaby is not careful here. But again, Mushroom is again supply blocked. What is going on? Mushroom is supply blocking himself very extremely here, and I don't like this, taking the third base on this side of the map when you are playing close position, because you can get dropped so easily. But Zerg player has not upgraded, not got those upgrades for those overlords, for those drop plays, so he'll probably not be going for that. Now droning up heavily for that third base here. He is practically trying to cut it so thin here, trying to save his minerals and his larva on unit production instead of worker production. It's a good idea because he has a lot of creep spread. He's almost reaching his opponent's natural and third here. He's actually already reached the wall off on third, the destructible rocks on third. But as you can see, Lullaby is ahead in supply, just a little bit ahead in workers and in units here, and I think he will be trying to clean that creep up because he will notice it. He needs to clean it up, because fighting on creep is never a good idea. 1 queen goes down. That is not a big loss for MushroomGas at this point in time, because that queen was the proxy queen. Like I said again, it's not very needed for defense or any sort of injects here on the main base. 13 banelings getting morphed, as well as 1-1 finishing, and 2 weapons going down for Lullaby here. And like I said, it's a little bit delayed because that armory went down just a little bit earlier and he doesn't have enough gas. Those refineries are not saturated, only now getting saturated here. Moving up a few marines here to protect it, to protect that third base, sieging up the tanks in front of his natural. So he is getting defended. That Starport is making medevac, so he's going for that tank marine medevac play here, which is very common, but it's actually very hard to pull off because you need great micro with the marines, you need great splits, and you need to know how to bunny hop those tanks. You need to preserve those tanks as much as you can to fight against those ground units, because his opponent has nothing but ground units at this point in time. He has a lot of infestors, a lot of zerglings, a few banelings, and a few infestors here and there. Those infestors are not very useful, but this turret is getting saturated here at this point in time by Mushroom 4. But look at the supply difference is, enormous. Lullaby has almost maxed out, what his opponent has not even maxed out in supply possibilities, so he has only 190 supply to fill up, which is very unusual for a Zerg player. For a Zerg player, you want to have a lot of drones, you want to have like 4 or 5 bases. He's trying to take this gold base here. I don't think he will be able to do that, because that's a lot of marines here that will be able to cut it down if Lullaby decides to take that Xel'Naga tower here to get some vision of it. If he manages to take it, he will see that hatchery here, and that hatchery will be in big danger of those tanks and marines. He's got 6 tanks here, excuse me, and a lot of marines here that have 2-1-1, only 1-1. He's a little bit late with his upgrades, only 1-1-2-2 on the way on the 15-minute mark. That is not such a big problem here. 3 more command center going down for Lullaby here. So he's going for that macro oriented play as he advances, trying to contain his opponents to 3, maybe 2 bases here. But if that gold gets saturated here, I think that Lullaby will be in big problems here, because his opponent already has a nice force of units here. He has a lot of infestors here and a lot of zerglings here, but those tanks, if they siege up on the if all of those tanks actually siege up, he will be able to take care of that, no problem whatsoever. I don't think that they will actually engage here. That's not a beneficial thing for either of those players. They don't want to use all of those units that they have. And now we see MushroomGas splitting his units up, probably trying to flank Lullaby here, but that's a lot of tanks here sieged up in a nice position, and a lot of marines, not split very efficiently here, but split nonetheless. And I think that Arch Forward is also gonna split his units, and a big fungal growth. Those marines, they aren't gonna get taken out. No, they all survive with like 5 HP here. I think a few zerglings got taken out, but you see the supply difference is obvious. 20 supply advantage for Lullaby here, as well as a lot of worker supply, a lot of worker advantage. And now he finally gets his Xel'Naga tower, finally notices this expansion here that has not been saturated. Those marines do need to retreat here, and a 2-pronged attack from both sides here, a big flank going down from MushroomGas, a lot of infestors streaming up here, but seems that Lullaby has managed to defend here with those tanks here. A lot of tanks still alive, not a lot of marines alive, but those marines are only useful at this point in time with absolutely no upgrades except 2-2 and a nice little fungal growth here. I don't think they will be able to take it out, and oh my god, so many marines died here. Oh, only 4 remaining. They saw terrible things. They lived up through terrible things, but this game is pretty even now. But Lullaby is managed to kill his opponents to 3 working and fully saturated base, because this base is not saturated at all. Another big clash in the middle. Those zerglings are advancing. There's a lot of infestors. If he gets the fungal growth down, those zerglings will get taken out. A lot of infestors are going to pop out to deal with those tanks. I don't think they will be able to do that, because there's a lot of marines to counter this. Another fungal growth on the marines. They will get taken out easily here. Oh, that's Fun Growth is so OP, excuse me to every Terran, every Zerg player out there. Fun Growth is OP as hell, and only 3-3 going now at the almost 20-minute mark for Arch Forward, excuse me, Lullaby here. But as we see, MushroomGas is trying to saturate this base here. He's actually not producing any drones. He's only placing those hatcheries here for whatever reason. He will risk losing it. He will probably lose it right now, the hatchery there. But we see that MushroomGas is trying to go for some kind of counter here. oh my god, he might be able to destroy that command center here, but there's nothing, there's no anti-air here, and those Marines will be able to stop them from advancing. If a nice fungal growth lands here, those Marines will get taken out, but there's a few tanks coming up here, streaming to the battle lines here, to the front lines here, to stop that from happening. Another fungal growth on the Marines. There's a lot of fungal growth going down. MushroomGas is focusing those infestors down to use only fungal growth for whatever reason, and again, Lullaby has not been able to deny these expansions, but I mean, it seems that MushroomGas is using them only for production, not for any sort of income here. I don't know why he's doing that. One queen will go down, as well as that hatchery here. Nice retreat by those Zerglings here from MushroomGas here to save them, and if he scouts this base down here, I think that MushroomGas will be in big problems here, because he doesn't have a lot of income at this point in time. He has only 1,300 income here, while his opponent has 1,500. But this base, third base, will get mined out so fast here, and I think that both of these players need to retain their expansions. In fact, Lullaby needs to expand himself, but he doesn't have any expansion ready here. He has a lot of, oh, excuse me there, I forgot to put this on. He has a lot of command centers, 3 command centers that went down. He's still trying to take that gold expansion here, and he's finally mining off it with not a lot of SCVs here, because his army is out of position. He will take out that hatchery down there, prevent his opponent from getting a lot of income here. A failed drop attempt here. Not a lot of Marines in those medevacs here, but 3-3 will get finished for them, and with those medevac support, they will be able to take out those Zerglings no problem, and they will be able to breach in his opponent's base, and that will force MushroomGas to get his units out of position. And I think that Lullaby can actually attack at the main base or the third base at this point in time. We see Broodlords on the field, so this is gonna be hard. Oh, those Baileys are going in, they're gonna detonate, and boom, they detonate. Poor little Marines, those medevacs will get taken out as well. And if only MushroomGas knew about this medevacs here, by this command set, he would be able to take him out. And I think that Lullaby will make a counterattack here, or try to protect this base in the middle, because he doesn't have a lot of income anywhere. He has only 4,000 minerals stored up, but that is a lot of Marines worth of minerals. He needs to make more Marines, more Marines, more Marines. That is the motto you need when you're playing Bio. More Marines and Marauders, more Marines and Marauders. But what I noticed, he has only one barracks, 2 barracks with 2 or 3 barracks, 2 barracks with reactors on them, which is very strange. He actually needs to salvage those tech labs here, because he can't make enough Marines here to saturate that army. He's only making a few Marines at a time. Was first trying to move up with that Broodlord army. That is a big army here, a big dead ball here, and he needs to siege up or get back here, sieging up a big funk growth. All of those tanks and medevacs, they will not get taken out, because they have 3-3. I mean, they don't have 3, they have, I think, 2-2 this point in time, but those Broodlords are doing a lot of damage, because those Marines are not in range of those Broodlords scan going down from Lullaby here. Those Marines are trying to take out as many Broodlords as they can, but they get denied by those Broodlings here, as well as those Queens. I don't know what MushroomGas is doing. Another big funk growth in those Marines. If he gets one more chain funk growth, he will be able to take down that whole force of medevacs. Oh my god, such a big loss for Lullaby here, losing all those medevacs, and now his bio is completely useless. He's trying to siege up a few tanks to stop this from advancing. He's got only 2 Vikings here on the field to deal with those Broodlords and Corruptors here. He's sieging up here, trying to push that all back. He needs to fall back, even though he has the supply advantage. He doesn't have the army advantage, because those Broodlords count as like 10 Marines each. Yeah, 10 Marines each. He's got a few Marines. He wants to take those Broodlords down. One Broodlord goes down, maybe a second one, but a lot of Zerglings falling in, and a big funk growth. Again, the funk growth is so OP at this point in time. More Infested going down. They will be able to clean this up with the help of those Broodlords and those Corruptors here. It get taken out, and I think this gold base has been defeated. Those poor SCVs trying to repair it, but that's not going to be able to do anything. If only Planetary Fortress could aim up, and I think that Lullaby needs to stay at his base at this point in time. He needs to take a 4th base down here, or here, and just camp just a little bit before he can get more units. And those Overlords have overextended themselves. 2 will go down here. Again, a funk growth 4 on those Marines here. Most of them will get taken out because they're so low health. Infested going down, they will get taken out. That Tor is doing a lot of damage to those Broodlords here, because there's nothing to take him out. And again, Lullaby has successfully taken out a few Broodlords here, only down to 3 Broodlords, but there's still a lot of Infestors on the field. Only 5 infestors that don't have a lot of energy, but that's still a lot for any sort of collision here. And he needs to stim those Marines into those Broodlords to do a lot of damage. And again, a big Fungal going down here, and those Broodlords will get taken out completely. There are no Broodlords on the field at this point in time. Both of these players are trying their hardest to stay in advantage to defeat their opponents, but Lullaby has an endless stream of Marines going down. But you can see both those players don't have a lot of income. I mean, Lullaby has more income than his Zerg opponents, but I don't know. This is pretty tight at this point in time. They're both staying on turret bases, and Lullaby is attempting to do a mid-distance mining here because that Overlord is kind of messing his expansion down here, but he has a lot of mules mining here, so he will be able to make a lot of Marines at a time. And again, I think that why he built this tech lab is because he thought his opponent is going roaches, because he can only make 1 Marine at a time. If he got all of those tech lab, if he exchanged all of those tech lab for reactors, he will be able to make 8 Marines at a time from those 4 barracks, except the 4 Marines that is he getting at this point in time. And he's making more and more units here. He should actually make more Taurus here, because there's more Broodlords popping out. And I mean, that Broodlord infestor composition that Zerg players are using nowadays is so powerful, because the Broodlords counter any ground army, and a big Fungal going down, and a big clash in the middle. Those Marines will get taken out, but for a price of few infestors and a few Broodlords if he manages to take him out. That little Viking is doing a lot of damage here. He finally gets taken out. 1 tank will get left behind, a poor little tank here. And again, Lullaby is being pushed back by that infestor Broodlord here. But as you can see, Lullaby has more supply here, but those infestor infestors and Broodlords are so great together, because you can Fungal growth the units with infestors and stop them in their tracks, and you can attack from a distance with those Broodlords, and those Broodlings do a lot of damage. I mean, with those Broodlings at the field, they're effectively other units, which if you don't target down those Broodlords manually, you can't actually attack them. And now we see another attempt from Lullaby to take this gold expansion here, because he desperately needs the minerals. He has a mineral influx, not mineral influx. He needs more minerals at this point in time, because he needs to make more units whatsoever. What did I just say? I don't know. And we see 10 infestors, more infestors going down for our Zerg player here, which is very standard. I mean, everybody likes infestors because infestors are so easy to play. You just move them into rage, Fungal growth, and get the hell out of here and let the Broodlords do all the work. But this little quote-unquote dead ball here is very nice here, because he has only 1 Viking. He should actually increase the Viking count here to be able to take care of all of those Broodlords, but he's probably counting on the Marines to be able to take care of them. Making 8 Marines at a time is good, but it could be better actually. And he has 2 fully saturated bases here. He has the gold base here saturated, as well as the 4 down here, and I think he will move out quickly. Now he has the income. He wants to spend this army, wants to chip out on those army of Broodlords here. He wants to be able to remake it very quickly, and with the amount of units that he has. And now MushroomGas is moving out here. He's just a little bit overextended here, because those Marines can stim up and kill a lot of those Broodlords here, and that's exactly what they do. They will target fire the Broodlords, but see Fungal growth going down, and MushroomGas evaded the Fungal growth. Great evasion of the Fungal growth. Those Graptors will get taken out but with the price of a few tanks here and there, because those Broodlords are out of position. And again, a big Fungal growth going down from MushroomGas, and will take out a lot of Lullaby's units here. But those, oh my god, those Broodlords are out of position. They will get taken out, and those infestors don't have a lot of energy. One Fungal going down. That Medevac trying to save those tanks here. He manages to save them, but they're not useful because there's not a lot of ground units here. And again, a big stream of red going down the map to the middle of the map. More and more Marines, and the Broodlord count is down to 2 with such low health. They will get taken out, but that 1 lonely Viking here, because nothing can defend against Marines and Vikings. And again, arch forward, and Lullaby is pushing out to those infestors. Those infestors are the only thing on the field. They will get taken out. 4 infestors. I mean, not 4 infestors. 4 infestors as a unit, but I hate infestors. And oh, I think that this is a GG. GG. Yes, GG. Okay, this is a very bad cast. I hope you enjoyed this cast. I mean, I don't know how you could. This is a very bad cast. And oh my god, listen to my voice. And until next time, guys, keep it steady and carry on.